Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to read your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Two of Discs. We are finding balance, aren't we? I hope. I hope. All right, so let's take a look here at what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. Okay, so the first word I'm seeing in here is we have, it looks like D-A-D. So dad coming through. Dad energy. It looks like we maybe have a motorcycle here. With the handles up here and the wheels down here. We'll come back to that real quick. Okay. Okay. So we have dad. We have the dad coming through, or it's some energy of dad. We also have the motorcycle. So I wonder if if dad maybe was a motorcycle rider, or if you are somebody who maybe rides motorcycle. But it seems like this is something important, or at least the imagery of it. They seem tied together. And I don't know, beyond that, I'm not really sure. Besides, I'm seeing, as I looked at this a little more, it looks like there is a person kind of on the motorcycle, right? And behind them, there are flowers here. Okay, so I feel like this is maybe like a beloved thing, or something that maybe you've always aspired to doing. Maybe it's something that people did in your family, or you grew up around the culture of bikers, or those who rode motorcycles, or maybe even this could be a car. Maybe it's some kind of like racing or something like that. But I think this is, it's something that is currently in your consciousness. Maybe there's an anniversary coming up with the flowers, and it kind of looks like a bouquet, like being held. So there could be an anniversary, a birthday, or something coming up that has you really thinking about dad or dad figure, somebody who maybe raised you or was a caretaker in your life, or a mentor, or something like this. And so I think this wants to be acknowledged, right? It's coming through because it wants to be acknowledged. Okay, so now over here, I want to look at this. We have, it looks like an eye right here. We also have an hourglass right here. It looks like a knapsack or some kind of bag, and a person carrying it. So we have a traveler here. We have somebody traveling, and I feel like there is a sense of maybe it is like the freedom of the open road. But I feel like it's like you want to break away from whatever the normal routine is right now, because there is a feeling of getting out away from everything to clear your mind, because It is. It's like there is an opening of the third eye, right? There's some kind of spiritual download happening. And I feel like there's a pull to kind of get out away from things. And I feel like there's the impending feeling of time running out, not enough time. And interestingly, we know that time has to do with the god Kronos, who is Saturn. And this is kind of the grandfather or father that devours his children in a power struggle. And so it is this kind of old father energy. And maybe a little bit of a conflicted father archetype as well. So I think that this is kind of almost like and we all have this to some degree, right? Where it's like we're getting older. We think about our parents and what our parents did and didn't do. And, I think that is one of the big driving forces to motivate us to get out there, see the world, to try some different things, to live differently. Unless you had a really good relationship, with your family. And then it's like, okay, maybe, you want to live up to their amazing life, the way that they, so lovingly raised you, and their accomplishments, and not that it's a competition, but you are impassioned to do some of the things that they were able to accomplish, and maybe some of the things they weren't. But I'm reading this more as maybe you're more like myself, where it's like, there was a troubled relationship to some degree. And you want to do things maybe a little like them, maybe mostly your own deal. You want to live better. You want to break the cycles of abuse, the generational traumas and abuses. And so you're willing to kind of be that hermit, maybe be that fool in some ways, to kind of break away from societal or your direct community's expectations of you, kind of throw away the conditioning and follow your heart. Really kind of do the things that you want to do, see the things that you want to see. And, and I feel like there's a sense of of rebellion and kind of getting out there into the great unknown, and, living all the ways that you ever imagined. You might want to try. And so it feels like it really is a time of, and it's not only in this reading, I've seen it in, a few other readings. It really does feel like there's a time of breaking away from old things. A lot of these kind of mental chains, being obliterated, just absolutely taken apart. And as I'm saying this, we can hear maybe in the background the cat, one of them, playing with something that sounds like chains. It sounds like maybe silverware that's drying. But perfect timing, TT or Pudgy. this is they're out there doing the sound effects for me. And you can tell it's getting late over here. I'm getting a little silly with it. But this is my last reading of the night, so it is always a little bit silly. Okay, so we also have the owl over here, kind of hanging out. We also have the snake, or an S. It's backwards, but it is an S. And so with the owl, we have the watcher, the wise one, kind of sitting back and taking it all in, considering You know, what is kind of going on out here. And I do feel like this is the other big mode of the Scorpio people. You all really are very what's the word? You are very in tune with the fine details. You see things. You're you know, you're good at picking out what other people kind of totally miss. They just absolutely over their heads, right? You can't do that with a Scorpio. They, you know, you all are very perceptive. And then we have the snake. So I feel like there's a sense of, you know, some disharmony there in here somewhere. I feel like there's maybe somebody who... We have 2 scorpions, 2 snakes. So maybe we have 2 scorpions, one here, one here. We have a snake up here. We have a snake here. So I almost kind of feel like there is... maybe siblings, because it's all kind of coming off of the same dad energy. But family, definitely. And I feel like there is a sense of kind of factions within the family. And maybe there's another prominent Scorpio person. I almost wonder if this is like mother or sister. And then there are the snakes in the grass. And you know, I think this is just other family and I feel like it's out of your main family unit. Maybe aunts, uncles, cousins, you know, haters. I feel like these are people who they're just very jealous types of people. Now I do feel like in your direct family there is a closeness there that is maybe unusual to most families now. I mean, a lot of, at least in, I would say, America, you know, more and more you see families that are just so spread out and disconnected, and it doesn't have to be your family of origin. This could be your chosen family as well. You know, we don't all live in a way where we're very close to our family. We all, you know, we spread out living in different homes and different communities and so on. So I think though that your family is not exactly like that. I think you're very close, and there are other parts of the family that I think there's just jealousy. Maybe, you know, you have done well for yourself. Your parents maybe did well for themselves. You're educated, and you know, even if you aren't making a ton of money necessarily, you have a wide skill set. And you are an intelligent being. You're well-spoken and well put together. You have an interesting style or aesthetic. And, you know, I think maybe you are perceived as being kind of like the snobs of the family. But I don't think it's that you're snobs. It's that you're a family that... you know, you're creatives, and you're maybe academics, and maybe, you know, business people, and have stuck together as well, you know. And so there is that jealousy, I think. And not, you know, I don't think with the owl overhead, I see that you know this. You are fully aware of the behavior of others within the family. And it kind of is just part of, you know, the dynamic. I don't see that there's necessarily a huge problem, except for that it can be hurtful, right? And I see a person kind of standing here crying. And it's like a river of tears. Now, I think I wonder if this is like the mother or sister person in your life. Because I do think they are more affected by it. But I think this also, it puts you into a place of feeling very protective. And we have a dog here, okay, right here. And so I think that you get into this mode of like, I'm going to protect, you know, my family members, my most beloved relationships. And, you know, if you make them cry, I'm going to make you cry, you know, type of deal. And, you know, and I feel like it's not out of the ordinary, right? We also have the 2, we have a 2 right here. And that's snake as well, but we have the 2, and you know, the snake is also part of the 2 of discs. And so we have as above, so below. We're balancing our lives, spiritual and mundane, right? Letting it flow above and below. And so I think it is a sign of rising above these things. You know, the kind of the good old bless their hearts, right? I wish the best for you, but I don't want to engage with you. I will pray for you from afar, you know. And so, you know, and so it is. Sometimes it has to be like that. Okay, so we have another snake. We have another serpent here. We have another serpent. And this one seems closer to home, though. But we have a heart as well. I just feel like there's like this there's a growing sense of, feeling betrayed, I think. Now we have a person here who kind of has it almost looks like they're crying, and there's a tear. We have the 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and then crying. So I kind of feel like, maybe there's a sensitivity to about others kind of speaking on you. And I almost wonder if this is maybe a spouse or a significant other or somebody who is really close, like a friend, a good friend. And it feels like because of this other stuff going on with family, you're in that mode of kind of being like very acutely aware of the fact that people maybe are saying, you know, things, or you are perceiving that maybe they are talking about things that are sensitive to you. And I almost feel like there's going to be kind of an argument here, or kind of a period of time where you're feeling kind of walled off within your relationship or friendship, because you know, they maybe said something that in the moment felt like it was maybe an attack on you, or you know, it was insensitive, or you know, something like this. And I don't think it will be the biggest deal ever. I think that, you know, as mood shift and you kind of look at it with different eyes, and you're getting more into that balanced place of implementing some of your spiritual techniques or your mindfulness, or, you know, whatever it is. It won't seem as big of a deal, maybe. But I do think it's important to communicate that, hey, this hurt my feelings. Hey, I told you this, and I don't like the fact that you kind of used it against me, or, you know, spoke about it in a way that you were not careful with my feelings. Or you told somebody something that I told you in confidence, and, you know, that really was hurtful to me. You know, whatever it is, I think it's important to convey those feelings for sure. Okay, now we're going to look at the Dreamers deck, 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams from the I Know collection. And I'm just going to flip through here. We're going to stop where it feels right. And it says, I know that passion is ignited when I create experiences that excite me. I am going on an adventure. Hitting that open road. Yeah, I get it. Yes, I feel it. It sounds wonderful. I endorse it. Get on that adventure, Scorpio. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah. So anyways, I thank you. I love you. We'll talk very soon. Good night. Good night. Good night. Say good night, T. She says good night.